So where are we going to play? What map? Let's go ahead and find out right now.
All right, well, Cafe is not going to be a repeat here. And Border, interesting, that's been played a little bit recently, although I think probably played more in Latin America in general over this season so far than other regions, and Liquid actually have played it twice. Didn't have a great record, though, because they drew once, lost the other time, whereas Team 1 have not played it. It was Liquid versus MIBR that got 6-6, and with MIBR being weaker, that doesn't look good for them, plus getting 5-7 on it, but that was by NIP. And we know how well they've been playing. What do you guys think of the matchup? As you said earlier, likely to go to Liquid, and it certainly does.
Is anybody surprised?
Nope.
I'm not. So
5% of people said draw are, I guess.
I don't know. I think this is a pretty obvious one for the community, but it's not necessarily going to be a one-sided event. As you talked about, sometimes Liquid have their on and off days. Also, we've seen surprises already just today. A 7-2 by MIBR over INS. That I don't think a lot of people anticipated that either.
No.
So I guess we'll have to find out when we get into the actual match. But yes, a pretty one-sided one there, and considering Liquid's recent success. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the upside that Team 1 has is that Liquid have shown this map twice, so I imagine they've shown some of what they want to do, potentially, although they've likely changed it up since then, whereas Team 1 have shown nothing. So whenever it's the underdogs and they have yet to play a map, I always like to think that they have an advantage in that sense, but at the same time, maybe it's a map they weren't playing because they're not that great at. So you could go either way on it, positive or negative, in terms of whether or not this is an underdog potential, but we'll see, of course, as we get into the actual map here, what those op bans are going to be. Will we see a Thatcher Thermite kind of ban again? Because that was always interesting on this map in particular. So we did see a Habana ban on it earlier, interestingly, in EU, which was an odd one, to say the least. It was a very strat-specific ban, I think. What will we start with? And there's the Nomad, a very common ban on this map, so not a huge surprise there. Just a strong operator on Border in particular.
Yeah.
Will we see a hard breach related operator next?
Probably a Thatcher.
Probably. Or just a preference pick if they don't feel like going for it. But nope, as you called it again, the Thatcher. They certainly like to do that in LATAM. Right. You put some money on that.
It's, I don't know. It's... Here's the thing that really bugs me so much about the Thatcher ban. Ready? It's not that crazy influential. It's just the teams perceive it to be, so they play around it being. There's so many ways to get around that. Nobody ever uses them.
Reminds me of Lion and just the...
Nobody ever uses them.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that be the case in the last map. So...
But nobody, I mean specifically when we have the ban in LATAM. When we get that ban in other regions, which happens from time to time, people just use the other options available.
Regional metas, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Echo is finally banned, though. That's the first Echo ban of the night, if you count EU as well. So not going to see that in action, but Maestro would be available. So we'll see how useful that is. The Valkyrie also getting a play by quite a bit. And unless there's a sixth pick, there's not going to be any IQ, because, of course, with the Echo ban, they feel more comfortable not running that, but they're still going to have to worry about those cameras. And we've seen how good C4s can be with that extra intel. They're going to be running the Dokkaebi. We've actually seen a lot of Dokkaebi play since the grenade change. Giving Dokkaebi grenades seems to have actually been the change to bring up the pick rate without making it dominant and without making it an operator that needs to get banned all the time. So, I mean, I don't know if it was the right choice to make that, but it certainly seems like a choice that's worked out okay, because we also see a lot of combination of Jackal and Dokkaebi both being played, which are great combination of anti-roam, and then you have one can bring smoke and one can bring grenades. It's been a pretty useful combo, and then of course you've got the sledge or often the buck as well, and that's a lot of destruction you could do, because you've got the shotgun, the ITA on Jackal, you've got the sledge to be able to do his thing, and it works out. It all works out pretty well, I think, composition-wise, now that the grenades are in play, to be able to bring the Dokkaebi. So I don't know, it's been interesting. Those little shifts that have been made during the mid-season break. See that shock drone, I imagine, being used for droning there. Sexy Cake with a little bit of a peek hole. Just hoping that someone comes into 90 there.
CC hold is, of course, very dangerous. But like you said, we've been seeing it a little bit more. Not just in LATAM, too, but all over the place. C7 on Rise, that's interesting. And a lot of people, after this last patch, have been favoring the SMG-12.
And I don't think it was really buffed that much. I think people are just kind of trying to make it work.
Yeah, well, it just for some people, I've heard it's perceivably more controllable, but I don't think there's anything actually like.
I think it was just the animation, but it feels different.
It
Because
feels,
it's like your face.
It's like when they fixed the optic, right? Remember when the C8 went from uncontrollable to controllable?
Very true.
They didn't actually change the recoil very much.
No.
The optic was easier to control. Anyway, easy kill there for Skadinia, and that's gonna be the lead off for Team 1.
He had like a 10-foot pole coming out of him with that gun.
Yeah. Got to be aware of where your barrel is and what you've given away with your peak, and that's going to be a second one for Team 1 as, well, free pick there on Palu. Moringa gets one, though. It did cost him a lot of HP. Duck going for a plant, but a double for Falls on the cover upstairs. PSK, the last alive now, will deny the plant, but it's not going to matter as he is shut down by Falls at the top of the main stairs. That was a very one-sided round and a very quick one from Team 1.
I mean, there were some good kills from the attack, but just not enough to really stop them from denying that, especially having the C4 down below there and planting in the typical spot. You had to know if there's only one player left alive, you need to move to a spot that's atypical because there's a lot more angles you can cover. You don't need to plant in that one default spot, but hey, I guess if that's where you need to hold it after post-plant, it makes some sense, but that just gave him the freebie. It's not like he had the ability to see through the floor and know that it was being planted there. It's just that is the default spot, and he completely capitalized on that.
So we move into the next round, and well, after that last one, Liquid quite reasonably are going to decide to go to a different site. Well, going to ventilation, and I can't say I blame them. After that result, I would be moving somewhere else too because Team 1 had a really, really quick attack there. It seemed like a hot knife cutting through butter, and Liquid are going to have to rethink how they hold Armory. They will have to rethink how they hold Armory, too. That's the thing. They're going to need to take some success on Armory if they want to have a good chance at this match.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're not even going to bother with it just yet. They could just play it again right away, but instead they're just going to switch over to vents. So interesting choice to just do that right away. But as you said, you know, sometimes that's a good idea to continue to rotate through sites and feel them out.
Yeah.
See what's going to work. That way you also get an idea on the different attacks earlier on, and you can strategize which is your best defense to go with.
Also could have just been a series of unfortunate events to begin things off. We didn't actually see where Falls got all of his kills because we were staring at the people downstairs. Yeah. So it's entirely possible that Falls got really lucky on some kind of entry or just incredible gunplay from him, and those types of things, you know, they don't always come around every single round, so maybe Liquid will have more success when they go to Army the second time, but for now, ventilation. Set up pretty standard here. Roam upstairs. Sexy Cake gonna fall off of triple wall as it is opened up. He's trying to hold it still. He's gonna be droned out. He'll have to be wary as he peeks through that hole now. The enemy knows where he is.
Well, it's not his barrel getting him exposed this time, it's just the drones. He's going to get stunned, but they're not pressing him just yet. He's actually going to be able to stay here and actually escape.
Wow.
Thanks to that secondary shotgun pistol there.
Good piece of utility to utilize on the Maestro, and now that he's fallen back, there will be easy control for Team 1. They're actually being very assertive with their control take here as they realize the Maestro's fallen back. They're like, okay, well, yeah, we can push in. Liquid's going to drone himself in, just to be sure. He knows he can do this because he's got so much time to work with. There are still two roamers inside Armory, one in small office, and he's dead. Well, Sexy Cake gets limited. Actually, he was probably trying to come up the main stairs, but we didn't actually see that kill, so that's just an assumption. The player in small office still alive, as is Palu, who's playing by the half wall. Palu's gonna eat a little bit of damage. The repellent from Sandwich, no way! It works for Skadinia. Palu goes down, that's impressive. You don't usually see that repel actually go in the favor of the attackers.
No, they just usually hold it as an angle.
Easy to punish. And Liquid now 2 down. And that player in small office fell back using the drop down. And PSK is trying to regain some ground, but he'll actually lose some HP without dishing any out. Currently, Team 1 flawless in this round. Not even a scratch on any of their players. Liquid have to step up their game. Nesk looking for a flank, but the phone call is going to give him away. And he's not in a great spot now. As Falls eliminates PSK, the first kill for Liquid in this round. Skadinia goes down to Moringa. Nice one on the drop there, holding that true. Liquid on such a back foot. They're going to have to do some magic with these SMG-11s. Certainly been done before. Long angle play from Nest there, not going to work out in his favor as he misses his shot. Moringa inside of B. Here's the barbed wire breaking, is relocating his crosshair. Nice one there from Nesk with the shotgun, and a freebie for Moringa as he's not been droned out. Look at the time suddenly. Team Liquid might actually have a good chance in this round. HP advantage still for Team 1. Liquid are going to have to pull double time, but from above, Moringa can stop the plant, and he will. That should be the round. What a clutch between Moringa and Nesk. SMG-11's come alive, and what a throw. What a choke from Team 1.
Really unfortunate for them. They just lacked any knowledge about where the players were in terms of being able to push them. Yes, they knew the one was in the bathroom, but you can't push against a shotgun like that. Just poor timing, poor time management at that point in terms of them not having enough time to really set that up, but also just great denial between the two operators, just in the right place at the right time on both sides. Well done by Liquid, and a round that looked like it was going pretty definitively Team 1's side for a while. Just could not close it out. See how things go for their third bomb site, though. Customs, rather than go back to Armory, fix things, they're just going to go ahead and rotate onto Customs, try their third bomb site, see if they can make that work. And if not, you know what? Back to Armory. And then that offers an opportunity to go back to Vents after that. So, not the worst idea.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
All right. Customs now for Liquid. Now, they did win Vents, but I think it's safe to say that Vents didn't work out for them. Not a comfortable site for them because they shouldn't have won Vents. It was a 2 versus 5, and it's just a choke from Team 1. Now, Customs might be a little bit different. As they set themselves up above, they're going to be holding on to CCTV.
Interesting change here from Team 1 as well. They're going to swap out Rise on the Dokkaebi for the first time over to the IQ. We didn't really see a lot of work coming out. We did hear the phone calls multiple times, but I don't know if those benefited enough. Like one of the rounds, he got the phone call out, but then died immediately after. It's just, he hasn't been as impactful. So he would like 0 kills there, so he's going to switch to an operator with a little bit more firepower, I think.
Good array of firepower on both sides, to be honest. Liquid going to be setting up for top 4 hold, as is usual. As I said, CC, a very aggressive push in here from Skadinia. He actually might get a free kill inside of jungle as he pushes towards it. The barbed wire, though, going to cause him pause. Default cam spots him out, and the aggression not going to work out for Team 1. They might be able to get kills from it still, but there's no element of surprise. That was what they were looking for. Liquid really doing their due diligence in the prep phase to deny Team 1 that free kill. Falls trying to enter in through triple wall by Office, and doesn't look like there's anyone to stop him here. Archives not being hard held by Team Liquid.
Well, at least one drone down there, but you can use your mute jammers to deny. You don't necessarily have to shoot them all, but they are still getting dwindled down here, and that's going to deny Team 1 a lot of intel and positioning. At least they know where people were when they got those drones. And luckily for Team 1, those players have not moved. And Liquid, though, fighting back. Skadinia to go down. Not going to be tracking any more footprints at this point, and now they don't have any roam control operators because the Dokkaebi being switched off of.
Team Liquid now much safer as the Jackal cannot track them. And I'm surprised he entered into box there without somebody droning for him. That's really, you don't expect that. There are mute jammers, as you can see, but should have been enough information to be like, hey, maybe don't blind enter into CC.
Maybe he thought he saw no footprints, so he was fine. But Reduct, though, able to refrag onto the Jaeger. Not as impactful as killing the Jackal, though, I would say. Reduct also lost over half his health in the process.
Team Liquid still have control of the top floor inside of Armory. They've lost CC, though, and had to fall back off of that since Palu died.
Still 2 minutes in, though, and only losing one person to defend it. Not to mention that kill right there. Not a bad situation to be in, but it is 3-3 now, and health lost on both sides.
Team 1 are definitely the disadvantaged side, as they are on lower HP than Team Liquid. And they also don't have enough control to exert real pressure onto the site. Ooh, from the drop down, IQ is going to get a kill onto PSK. That's good positioning there from the IQ of Rise. Sexy Cake and Moringa now have to pull double time, but they still have the strong HP advantage working in their favor. Sexy can kill one of these players with just one shot pretty easily. That's going to be the Thermite. Now, 30 seconds left. Team 1 not able to isolate and punish these defenders yet from above.
That's what happened last round.
Yeah, and this is just starting to slowly bleed out in terms of time. Reduct goes for the plant. No one to deny him just yet. Sexy Cake looking for a kill through a long angle, but he's not able to get it. The plant down. Now, post-plant situation, this is definitely swinging in Team 1's favor. Sexy could get some free picks and make this work for him. Moringa's going to take down Redux, so this is looking even better on the retake for the defense. Oh, Falls position given away, but he does get Moringa for it. Oh, missed shot from Sexy. He could make this happen, but it's going to have to be something pretty incredible if he does. Goes for the long angle, sees the IQ, but just can't land the shot. And there you go. Team 1 narrowly winning that round, but still, a win is a win.
Yeah, it's just down to the defenders not having angles to stop the defuse plant and then having to fight that post plant, as you said. They can only do so much because in order to fight a fight in a 2v3, they're going to have to give away positions and very often trades, a lot of times forcing it from a lot of these scenarios we see go from a 2v3 to a 2v1 very often. And if it ends up a 1v1, a lot of times that's still not a great position to be in because the time pressure then is on the defender to try and get that defuse in. So we'll see, though. Team 1 firmly in the lead in terms of those rounds working out for them, especially the first round. But they're actually going to switch off of the Hard Breacher on Armory Locker's Archives. That is a choice, I suppose you could make.
I mean, Capitão's a really powerful operator, granted,
Sure.
but
You need somewhere to shoot.
you have to open things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a Thatcher to open walls on border. You could just, like, if you want to take an armory wall, for example, you just push your Zofia or Ash, which they don't have, underneath and open up below the bandit. He can't trick anymore. There is no bandit. Mute jammers in this case, what have you. But, I mean, you know, there's other options, too. They could come from office, but I don't... The operator selection for both teams, honestly, is questionable.
Absolutely, but
No Kaid to take advantage of the Thatcher ban.
even a mute jammer would work fine in this situation.
They have the mute jammers, but, I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely questionable, but that being said, we'll see how it plays out. It might be an office take where they don't feel like they need to open up the Archives wall, but it's still risky. That Archives wall gets open for a good reason. Well, we'll see how it plays out. And hopefully it didn't leave any walls soft on the Armory in a situation like this, because that would be pretty terrible. But this Liquid finally trying this bomb site a second time.
Doing their best. Last time they were on Armory wasn't a great result for Liquid.
Yeah, definitely the most one-sided round.
Yeah, we've seen it, I mean, all day so far. Only a match number 2, but still. It's going to be another attempted clear of the CCTV to begin things for Team 1. Liquid holding on to it, and they're just doing their best to deny entry into CC. Not an easy thing to do, but Liquid hit their shots as of that last round. Good information here gathered by Team Liquid on where the take is coming from. Nice droning from Team 1, though, to counter. They know break room is clear, so they can just move their way in. Have to be wary of the players deeper in CC, and the mute jammers are giving a good cover for Liquid on an exact location of these roamers.
Shield's doing some good work as well. You heard some of the shots hitting that earlier. That is definitely keeping them alive in here. But the Capitão being brought for a reason and missing the fireball for the most part. That is a big miss, but at least Luka there to get the kill.
Yeah, it forces rotation, which allows Luka to get that kill, and it'll be a drop from the other player inside of CC. Now in small office, C4 is coming in, and none of them landing. And control for Team 1 in explosive fashion. PSK knows there's somebody by open area, clearly based on information. Moringa, though, doesn't somehow until nearly get caught out, but PSK punishes Skadinya, who rotates in a curious way in the open area. Now Liquid have managed to regain an even man count, and that's going to be an uncomfortable spot for them considering the amount of time that was used.
They left it soft.
Yeah, no hard destructor, no problem. Why? They didn't reinforce the armory wall.
Well, maybe they read into that, and that's why they 6th picked, knowing.
Could you imagine how different this round would be without a with a reinforced wall and no hard destructor? Well, Rise is going to take down Sexy Cake, which is going to make Liquid's life a lot harder as he's pushing in from Archives, which is the flank right now for the defense. Falls also eliminates Moringa, who is trying to rotate outside of sight. And, well, too many angles for Nesk. Falls will shut him down. PSK now from the top of main stairs will be shut down from CCTV. Nice cut off there from Team 1. A well thought out and orchestrated strategy from Team 1, I gotta say. An explosive take on the CCTV. Following that, they cut off all of the rotations, catch 2 kills in those rotations. They insert a flank in from Archives, and then the armory wall take, just well executed and couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, the fact that Liquid didn't reinforce it was read into, obviously, by the fact that they 6-picked off the Thermite.
How are they reading into that, though? Like, what is the tell?
Maybe they know that that's the strategy that they do.
That is just such a curious strategy with a...
Well, it certainly did not work out, and the reverse 6th pick coming out here. So Team 1, regardless, as you said, lots of different parts of that attack that worked out quite well. Despite the Capital Fireballs not hitting the kill, it did exactly what it needed to do. They cleared out CCTV very effectively, took control of it, moved on from there. It was, yeah, very, very well executed. And if they could keep this up, then it's down to Liquid to try and make up for a lot of rounds on attack.
Yeah, Team 1 are definitely reading Liquid like a book right now. At least it feels like, in terms of operator selection and positioning.
Yeah.
That's what we saw on both of the Armory attacks. Now, Ventilation, again, Team 1 did a good job attacking onto Ventilation when they were here last.
Yeah.
Then they threw. They choked. And it was a duo clutch between, I believe, Moringa and Nesk, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm thinking it was.
Yeah. There's the two SAS operators at the time, whoever they were, managed to clutch up hard, and Liquid brought it back. That was the only round that Liquid have won, which I think is a very shocking fact to most people.
Very telling based off the way the scoreline is going so far.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens this time around. Maybe Liquid will have a better run on their defense of Ventilation than last time.
Yeah.
And if they do, then that'll put it at 3-2. And this will be the only site they've been successful on. Again, a better run in that. Yeah, they won, but it just wasn't a surefire win. It was a clutch. You don't want to rely on those.
With how efficient Team 1 have been in clearing out a lot of the players of Liquid, if Liquid give away too many early picks, that's really going to cost them. They need to delay so much, because time is definitely something that can bite Team 1 here. They really need to punish as much as possible. Slow them down. You don't need to win fights. Just stay alive and continue to slow them down.
Yeah.
And then when they get the pressure on, you can try and win those fights without hopefully being at a manpower disadvantage.
Team 1 now. CCTV control. Looking for information, and Rise knows there's nothing going on by CC, so he doesn't need to be worried about those C4s from below, at least not just yet. The drop down open, that's even more solidified. Falls is in sight. He's actually managed to work his way all the way in.
Hello.
Deep, and he's going to come up from behind a player inside of B. Easy kill. Moringa goes down, and that's a second almost for Falls, but he loses the fight to PSK through the wall, who gets refragged upon by Skadinia. Nesk also managed to pick one up from above, so at least this round is not over for Liquid, but that is some seriously poor site control on the side of Team Liquid. Rise will take down Palu as well. Nesk with some good control from above, as well as Sexy Cake. So these last players on Team 1 are going to struggle as Rise attempts to shut down Nesk in Archives. He himself will be eliminated. Good control now, I guess, from above, but it's not perfect, as the angles are not all opened up. Sexy Cake is trying to remedy that, but it might be too late. Diffuser down. It'll need to be retrieved. Skadinia on low HP. He has smokes, of course, to cover his plant.
But
there
there's
is
a whole minute
C4,
left.
and there could be Evil Eyes. Could be an attempted plant deep inside of Workshop. None of the Liquid players checking, and it'll be a post plant now. Lucas gonna have a really good post plant because his teammate is on such low HP. Sexy Cake retaking the site, as will Nesk. Both in sight now. They see the diffuser, it's marked out. Sexy Cake goes for the long angle peek. He knows he needs to find a kill here, but he'll lose the fight to Lucid, leaving just Nesk. We've seen some incredible stuff from Nesk in the past, but he won't get it this time. Lucid does exactly what he needs to do. Holds that hallway, holds the post plant, and Team 1 take the round.
They just fed him at that point. He didn't have to go anywhere, and with the fire rate on that gun, if he hears them coming because they can't really push too slow, just easy peasy at that point.
Yeah, it was good use of the F2 there from Lucid as well. Even when you've got a cannon like that,
oh yeah,
you know what you need to. You just got to hold the angles. You're going to win the fights.
Click fast enough.
I mean, you don't have to click too fast. Just once.
I just mean the one click.
The
fast,
initial reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you win all your fights.
Yeah.
Really, even against an SMG-11, which is also a very fast to kill gun. It's a little bit unwieldy comparatively. I know players who actually straight up when they're playing ranked, they just ban Twitch. This was a new thing for me.
I feel like I've seen that a lot more lately too.
Yeah, I learned that I was playing with Modiga in North America, and they were all banning Twitch every single match we got into. He explained it to me. He's like, yeah, sometimes we just play against people. They bring Twitch And they straight up will win matches off of just the power of that gun. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, that logic is sound.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with it.
At a high level, you don't have to ban some of the cheesier operators, you know, like shields and things like that. So you could just be like, you know what? Let's ban the guns at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was ranked. Here in Pro League, a little bit different. And of course, the Twitch is it's gonna be brought out sometimes, but you're sacrificing utility for it. In this case, it worked out for Lukid. He managed to take that advantage and win the round off of it, just holding the hallway close against some otherwise pretty lethal operators than Maestro and you.
It is surprising they were able to win that round on the attack too, because Skidinho was such low health, still going for the plant. All they had to do was find the slightest angle on him, and it would have been over on the defuse plant.
You notice he didn't smoke too. He wasn't trying to give away the fact that he was planting.
Just sneak it in.
Yeah, and it worked for him. Now, the lack of sight control is really what undid Liquid, though.
Yeah, I mean, they thought that top floor down control would be enough, and they just didn't bother to clear it then.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Playing into the next ventilation defense from Liquid. Well, this half has been going. Can we say in a direction that nobody really anticipated?
No, definitely not. We can't say that at all. It totally hasn't been happening.
I thought sarcasm was my thing. But yeah, the attack so far working out great for Team One, and not just Liquid playing bad, but Team One honestly reading Liquid really well. Initial entry there for Rise. He has been a great entry player for his team so far through this match,
especially when not on the Dokkaebi.
Yeah, I mean his IQ play has been good.
Yeah, definitely much better.
Now, Skidinho is going to drone out one inside of Archives. I believe that was Sexy Cake, who will make a retreat back into Armory. Probably the right call. The pressure is mounting here on the top floor roam. Ooh. Oh, nice kill there for Nesk. As Rise hits the floor, that refrag was really important, and he knows it. He'll fall back probably.
At least he's lost some health in the trade there, so it's not. It's still advantage attackers in a sense.
Yeah, a little bit in terms of HP. It certainly is. Minute 20 left here for the attackers as well, which is a lot of time. Ventilation defense, which means they need to get Armory control at some point. The Archives push has stopped, and that was because of Nesk's push up the staircase. He slowed down that take, which means Falls is going to have to do double the effort, as Sexy Cake is still entrenched here. And actually, Sexy will win the fight. Falls hits the floor. Team One now, the ones in the disadvantage, as there's no repel in for Skidinho to help out his teammate. It's too late. So Sexy Cake doing a great job of holding on here. Thermite did open up the wall. Sexy Cake gonna fall back, and oh, what a shot from Sexy! As Reduct hits the floor, it is looking beautiful for Liquid. That was a very clean retreat there.
Again, the two SAS operators doing work.
Yeah, Team Liquid really leaning on those SMG-11s. The only weapon that's managed to get them kills in this round.
Definitely something we might see from them on attack as well with Sledge, but
yeah.
So far, the top floor attack actually working against them. Now we see why they went for bottom floor attack, and Skidinho doing exactly that again. This has so far been the most effective thing they can do, is attack this bottom floor when it comes to Vents defenses.
11 seconds left, but the gas canister still in play, though. Look, kills are starting to line up for Team One. They're going to have to work miracles, though. In the last 3 seconds, it looks like Liquid has got this locked up, and they certainly do. Great job to Nesk and Sexy Cake for putting on those kills early in the round, and then the anchors from Liquid just locking it out.
Still, though, very, very good on Team One to get 4 rounds out of that with very convincing attacks most of the time. We got to see the same thing from Liquid here to kind of bring this back. Definitely doable on defense to try and stay a little more, I don't know, sheltered and not get picked off as easily. But still, they'll have to play it, I imagine, a little bit differently. There is still, of course, the Thatcher ban in play, but again, there was no ban against hard breachers every time here. So, Sexy Cake going to be bringing that Thermite. Reduct with the sneaky 6-pick. 2? Oh, there we go. PSK with the ultimate sneak 6-pick, of course. The Caveira of attack. He's going to be bringing Nook. Trying to channel that Slash. See if it's effective. I mean, so far that's the most effective strategy we've seen with it, is what Slashug did with it. With his bank flank.
Did not see that.
Oh yeah, it was into a red hallway garage. So he snuck in there where the Maestro was watching it, of course, with his camera. So
Slash is good at pioneering operators.
Sure.
He pioneered the Nomad as well.
And that's a very, very good point.
I mean, Nomad was always being used.
Yeah,
right?
his organ play.
Don't get me wrong. Like, we didn't need to see Nomad get used in any special way, but he used the air jab. He used the air jabs aggressively, which was, I think, the first time we really saw that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Most people were using them for flank watch at the time. And you can use Nomad in multiple different ways now. You got options.
Well, definitely something we saw a bit earlier as well, but banned in this particular match, so not going to happen here.
Yep. Lanok is definitely interesting. I'll see how it plays out for BSK. Oh, honestly, the D50 is probably our best weapon.
Yeah.
Because you put the muzzle brake on the deagle,
Yeah.
and then suddenly has no recoil.
That's always fun.
Yeah, and he kills in 2 shots at decent range, so it's basically a pocket DMR.
Definitely can work as long as you hit those shots.
Mm-hmm. But again, with no recoil, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
East airs control here for Liquid. So not a great defensive path for Liquid, but salvageable, considering they won that last round.
Yeah.
See how Team 1's defenses are. Skadenia playing a really tight angle, but he hears the repel and he's going to get off.
So far, the attack a little bit slow in a sense, as they're vying for control to try and go in without losing people and make sure that they're droning first and actually prepared for this. They also don't want to give away that PSK is playing the Nook if you can help it. You know, you don't want to tip them off to be watching for that.
2 ADS is placed here, and Palu's going to use all of his lifelines on the break room. There is a defender there, entrenched, trying to hold on to this position. It's going to be the mute. Balls has to work some magic there. It's not an easy position to hold. Team 1, and, well, I mean, nobody really generally holds break room on a defensive side. So this is a very dangerous play from Team 1, but Liquid are buying into it, which means it could work out for Team 1. Firebolt goes in, but it misses. The Jaeger persists, or rather, no, the mute persists. Pardon me, hard to tell from those outlines. But yeah, it is actually a mute playing that position.
It's like they know he's there, they just cannot find any angle on him.
Yeah, they used up the lifeline. They used up the Capital Bolt. There's still an ADS there. So, I mean, Falls is doing a great job of just persisting, and I mean, again, imagine at some point he's going to be punished for this. Reduct is going to get Moringa on a run out, it seems, maybe from jail, using a C4 to open the wall. I'm not entirely sure, but he did get the Capital, so the second bolt's gone, and so are the smokes. Palu trying to open up in triple wall. He'll be successful, but what a shot there from Reduct.
Good vault.
He shouldn't be able to win those, but he does. That's 2 for him in this round. Doing a great job individually. Falls is still in break room. Liquid struggling to take that, despite how typically easy that take is. Long angle play here from Skadinia. He'll do some damage to Sexy Cake. Another one for Reduct. That's 3. He's looking for more. He'll get it. A quad. Will it be the ace? No. Shut down by Sexy, who puts 2 on the board. But on low HP now, this is all but unwinnable for Sexy Cake. Long angle play being put out here from Falls, but a 3rd for Sexy, answering back to the quad kill from Reduct earlier. He needs to find 2 more on the entry. He's got some angles opened up here. He's very wary of these. Skadinia up close here as he's playing behind the metal wall. Barrel spotted, but Sexy doesn't react to it, and it'll be a freebie for Skadinia. A nice round there from Reduct, and Team 1 managed to put another round on the board. Almost a comeback from Sexy individually.
Looking really good. Yeah, could you imagine if it went from Reduct almost getting an ace to Sexy Cake actually getting the ace clutch?
That would have been insane. Yeah, 4K and an ace in 1 round from 2 different players. You don't see that.
No, I mean, it's difficult to manage.
You just don't see it.
Didn't happen, though.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Sexy did see the barrel of that Maestro. He just didn't react to it. Maybe his FOV settings different than ours.
You know, sometimes it's just where your eyes are looking, too.
Yeah, that too. There's a lot of information on the screen.
Because he's got to be like so hyper-focused to find the angles.
He got tunnel vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it happens, though.
Well, they can't afford to be tunnel visioned any longer, as they are pretty far back in points now.
Yeah, Team 1. Who'd have thunk it?
They're looking good.
5-2.
Good. Yeah.
This is the same thing as remember last time, the last match for Latin America, we had FaZe versus Liquid, and it was a 7-2 for Liquid, and everyone was like, what happened to FaZe? Well, now it's a 5-2 for Team 1, and everyone's thinking to themselves, what the heck is going on with Liquid?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, this has been phenomenal for Team 1. They just look on. You know, like they've really turned it on as a team.
Yeah, that's the big thing. The teamwork from Team 1 is really good.
I can imagine communication, though, is the backbone of that for sure.
Well, probably. Of course, we can't know because we can't hear them. But
No.
all I do know is that Team 1 have got great coordination. And honestly, I could have seen them. I could have seen Team 1 7-0ing.
Yeah.
They did. Honestly, they threw 1 round. Of the ones that have been lost, it was a hard throw on one of them. And then on the other one, it was a decent round from Liquid individually with the SMG-11s to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So right now, I'm honestly kind of surprised it's not a 6-1. That's a little bit. That's on the side of Team One, but their play has been impeccable.
And I don't.
Apart from that,
I don't think Liquid's necessarily playing bad. It's just Team One's playing really good.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, good on them. We'll see if they can continue it. But so far, they debuted their defense quite well. They'll have to try it a second time here on Vents now. That was, as you mentioned, a good site for Liquid. It was the only site they were able to win on their defense, and they won it twice. If same thing could happen here for Team One, that's enough to win. I mean, if all they win is Vents defenses at this point, that would be enough to give them the victory.
Yeah. Well, 5-2 so far. Again, Team One surprising a lot of people, I would imagine. Liquid gonna have to fix that soon. Well, it got a lot of standards to live up to, and also this is big. If Team One is in 6th, yeah, Liquid is in 3rd. But if Team One wins this, then they rocket to 3rd.
That is a jump.
And then Liquid's gonna go down. So this, yeah. I mean, everybody from 6th to 3rd are all in close to win points.
That middle kind of bell curve there.
Yeah, it is a really high bell curve, and it's everybody kind of in the same spot, so it's really interesting.
Well, we'll see, though, how this round goes. They're going to try the Dokubi, something that wasn't hugely successful for Team One. They're going to give it a shot with PSK anyways. Sexy Cake again on the Thermite. Nest going to be on the Jackal this time. Could be pretty helpful in tracking down some of these roamers who are able to play a little bit with Abandon. Last time that was Reduct to do that on that Mozzie, but he's going to be on the Valkyrie this time instead. They're looking to try and stun anyone. They want to take offices if they can here. Setting up for that. Getting a little stacked up, though, in the doorway.
Yes, indeed. East stairs control good. That'll allow them to deny the bandit tricking, but there is no bandit. It'll be Kai tricking, which is going to be a little bit harder to deal with those lifelines.
Like that camera there catching Nesk down here in the lobby. It's going to be spotted. They're just watching and Reduct waiting for the opportunity to do something about it, or at least the call-outs.
Yeah.
Someone help.
Great information from Reduct and Team One as a whole, and that's going to give them an advantage when it comes to the gunfights over by East Stairs. The Electro Claw doing a good job of delaying, but just not enough.
Sex Cake, though, in the meantime, has taken a lot of damage, and of course, he is the diffuse carrier. It's always a situation where if your diffuse carrier gets picked in a spot where they could watch the diffuser, that could be just a death trap at that point.
Now staying on this flank watch, the longer he's there, the better for his team, but he's going to have to win a heads-up gunfight against someone who has information on him, and he doesn't even know that. An aggressive peek here from Rise, and a little bit of a standoff on this angle.
Is he going to jump out, is what I wonder.
If he does, he'll die. Skadinia gets a kill onto Sexy Cake, though, so there's the Thermite gone. No more hard destruction, and there's the free kill for PSK. Good prediction for PSK, good awareness.
He can hack the phone now as well because it's safe outside.
Yeah.
And use that to see that Valkyrie camera that's spotting Nesk, no doubt, right now.
And that information is going to very soon, I'm sure, be gone for Team One. Nice try there from the Valkyrie, but he misses all his shots. That's unfortunate for Reduct. Liquid trying to inject themselves into tellers now. It's very late in the round, but there's a soft wall into the site. This is big. Wall is going to open it up for free. Gas canisters start to come out, but oh, look at that. 20 seconds left. All of the gas canisters still in play. He's using them all. He's just spamming them, stacking them up on the breach. Skadinia gets his second kill from a long angle, and oh no, it's starting to fall apart for Team Liquid. They even have top floor control. It's all over as Palu, the last alive, he won't even get to die. Team One, great control of the top floor and archives, and a solid hole in the site.
Yeah, outside of the jump out from the Kaid, just so well played. The timing especially. Dumping all of the gases, maybe not technically the most efficient, but it allowed them to just watch one angle, and that really stopped the soft wall not backfiring on them. The irony right there.
Yeah. So, okay, here we go. It's match point for Team One. This is about the reverse of what we expected.
Our last match was just a 7-2 as well. So could we get another 7? Yeah, I mean we got pretty close. EU was 7-5s, 3 of the 4 matches.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
So, weird season.
Yeah.
Well,
the Nook again.
Customs. Why are you? The Jackal's available, and you're going to bring a Nook?
Yeah, I mean maybe he just didn't do enough for him, but I still think it's a lot better pick. However, maybe he's got a plan for it. We doubted Slash on it, and he did show us a great strategy for it. But the funny part is a lot of that depended on him having a really good drone placement that just wasn't spotted twice in a row.
I don't know. I question it still.
Yeah.
But you're on match point right now.
Absolutely. Not the time to be bringing out the weird stuff that you're not sure will work.
Well, I mean, fingers crossed for Liquid, I guess, if you're one of their fans.
Yeah.
This is the moment they need you.
Unfortunately, that's just one round, so they're going to need you a lot more moments after that if they can't...
For all remaining rounds.
Yeah.
This is really big also. Liquid has just been denied 3 points.
Very big on that.
So they are not going to close the gap with FaZe.
No, that's definitely going to hurt things despite their victory over FaZe. I mean, yes, they could end up a tie situation later where that might work out, but I'm not sure if they won or lost the first half. I'm guessing FaZe probably won in the first half, so that just evens things out at best.
So now Team One looking to solidify this upset. They're so close. And if they manage to take this, then yeah, a lot of people are going to be really curious as to what Latin America is actually going to look like at the end of the season. Because right now, we've got so many people within punching distance of each other. And I mean, that trend is just continuing.
Yeah. And I don't feel like this is the Team One we'd seen all that often.
No, it's not. I mean, this is not a Team One I'm familiar with. I don't know about you.
I mean, to be fair, they had 3 wins. They were doing well on wins, but it just wasn't this dominant. It wasn't this,
Team One have well calculated all of their moves in this match, and they know what Team Liquid are doing.
I feel like if they win, it's well deserved.
Yeah, no, Team One they put a lot of effort in, and it's really obvious. So if they can win this, that's one of the biggest hurdles for Team One in this season. As Team Liquid are definitely high competition for them.
Not to mention the one they can leapfrog over.
Yeah, that'll be the case. Team One putting themselves in third when they take this W, if they take this W. Liquid trying to contest that. Here we go. Will there be any Legion traps is the question. Possibly yes. Nesk does not step on any though. And PSK is actually the one to get the double kill as he comes in from the window.
Well,
wow. Beautiful C7-5 pistol play there on the Dokkaebi.
That leaves Nook still unspotted.
Yeah, and that's going to have Liquid now probably bringing this round in their favors. They've just taken easy control of CCTV. This is the type of explosive clear we were seeing from Team One when they were on attack.
Definitely, kudos to PSK. That was definitely what they needed here to turn this around.
And you couldn't actually see the shots, but you could hear them. And there was like barely any bullets used on that pistol to get those kills. So
not easy to do.
Must have been clean from PSK.
Now they've got to turn it into something, but they've got a minute to do it. They just need to start to push anchors off here. Who knows, we could see a sneaky flank from Nesk come out on that Nook, because they are going to depend a little bit on cameras for that. No Valkyrie in play to deny those cameras as well, but still going to be the Maestro Evil Eyes that he will be invisible to. Falls, though, hoping to catch someone off guard.
Might be able to get a pick on a player above him. There's an opportunity there. Just the wrong angle, though. Oh, what a shot from Falls!
Game sense.
Moringa hits the floor. And Team One, maybe a salvage here. They're getting close. Gas canister going out towards default plant, but it'll miss. Sexy Cake is going to stick to plant because of that. Second one will miss as well. Sexy allowed to plant in the corner, but oh no! From behind, Rise, a double piece in open area. And that might just be the round as Falls contributes, eliminating PSK. It's just Nesk in a 1 versus 3, and he won't even get a single kill. Team One wins it. A 7-2 over Liquid. Unprecedented and impressive. This is a Team One I've never seen before.
This was a SAS operator map.
It was.
That was another one similar to what Liquid did between the mute and and that's why you see one up there, the MVP. Because Falls also one of the top fraggers of the team. You know what he was playing on attack? SAS.
Yeah.
On that sledge. So
the SMG-11 got more kills than any weapon by far.
Absolutely. It deserves some kind of almost special skin for that at this point, just because that was its match.